Hey there, Small Biz Buffet fans. Today we're going to get into a topic that is aligned with what most businesses do at the start of the year or at the start of the quarter. You look back and think, yeah, I forecast this or that and it didn't quite work out. Then you want to dig in and figure out why that didn't happen, right? Because it's all about the learning. It's not beating yourself up with a wet noodle and going, I didn't do it. I didn't do this. I didn't succeed. I didn't hit that goal, all of that stuff. You look at it, but you look at it with the lens of, okay, what did I learn from it? Why didn't I achieve whatever you were looking to do? And what can I do differently in the quarter ahead or the year ahead that brings me closer to the goals I'm pushing for, right? That's what it is. And so this time of year, I want to take a look at all the things that people predicted a year ago. There were tons of predictions, right? Hey, starting next year, this will happen, that'll happen. Just wait till 2024. They said this, of course, in January 2023. But it's not just the media pundits, right, and the political analysts who sometimes miss the mark. We, as business owners, often find ourselves in the prediction game too, right? We're trying to anticipate market trends. We're trying to guess what customer behavior might be and predict what economic shifts or drivers are going to affect our inventory, our sales, our go-to-market messages, our channels, all of that stuff. And just like all of the experts, sometimes we get it wrong too. And that's okay. So today in our episode, we're going to dig into all of the failed predictions for 2024 with an eye of learning from them and also giving ourselves a little bit of grace and space, right? And saying, yeah, I didn't quite get 2024 the way that it was supposed to go down, but here we are. 2025, it's a new year. Let's make it happen. So we can look at everything from crystal balls to cash flow when we're trying to predict the future, right? There's all kinds of issues too about recruiting and retention. A lot of us thought, wow, that's the biggest hurdle. 19% in 2023 said that's the hugest hurdle. But by the time we get into 2024, recruiting and retention should be easy. No, right? Nothing is easy. So we're going to get into this with a little hindsight, a little humor, and some practical insights on Small Biz Buffet here to figure out how do we take failed predictions and fuel them for future success. All right, what we're going to get into first, some of the business and economic predictions, because that really sets the tone for how and why, not necessarily why, but certainly the potential for businesses to succeed or not. It depends on a lot of market drivers, right? All these economic forces. So there was this huge bank crisis that was predicted. Smaller banks did face challenges. They lost customers because of failed confidence, and people were going to bigger banks because a number of the smaller banks closed without warning. All of the assets were frozen. Many people, it's heartbreaking, lost all of their savings. So people did go to the bigger banks, but the whole banking crisis as a whole didn't happen. Banks didn't go under, and we didn't face financial challenges in the way that we've done in previous years, like 2000, 2008, 9 with the economic crisis, right? And then in the 90s, all of that sort of stuff. Let's talk about small business growth, expectations versus reality. In the 2023 year, 36% of business owners expected, wow, the economy is going to improve in 2024. It's going to improve. It's going to be so much better. 14% of customers said, yes, we're going to have higher sales. It'll be the highest level since pre-pandemic. And then a lot of businesses thought, wow, this is the year for expansion. I'm going to do it. I'm going to get in there and grow my business. I'm going to add staff, and by adding staff, we're going to be able to reach more customers, really build up a base. 64% of small businesses in 2023 said, absolutely, we are going to add headcount because that's what we need to do. And 80%, well, 79 actually, of small businesses said, for sure, our revenues are going to go up. We're going to be more profitable. We're investing in the business. We're getting all kinds of new technology. We're going to be more efficient. We're going to leverage AI better and more effectively so that we can be more effective. And as small business owners, yeah, have some time to sleep and do other things, right? Instead of the business all day, every day. Well, here's kind of what happened. It was not really exactly the way it went. Turns out that 2024 had lower business earnings per small business than any year in the past few years. Growth was actually stalled to negative growth in some sectors, and the financial outcomes for businesses actually quite complicated because there was a lot of inflation, still supply chain issues and things like that, and increased expenses with respect to hourly rates. So businesses didn't get the profit margins they hoped for. So what does that tell us? Well, 2023, everybody was bullish, right, on 2024. It's great. But we all know election years, particularly within the US, bring a lot of uncertainty with them. Small business owners thought, I'm going to invest in my business. I'm going to make adjustments in technology. I'm going to add headcount because I believe 2024 will be more productive and more profitable for me. But in fact, that's not what happened. So we want to take a look at some of the reasons why that happened. If we look at, for example, work from home and remote work, many businesses in 2023 said, absolutely, that's it, particularly the CEOs on Wall Street. Everybody comes back into the office, or that's it, everybody loses the job. That's going to happen. There's going to be massive layoffs in 2024 because people are refusing to come back to work. But that didn't happen. And that's good because we don't want layoffs. We don't celebrate that. But from a trend perspective and a prediction perspective, the people won. Employees said, not so much, not happening. I'm not making the schlep every freaking day. But what happened is that hybrid work did evolve as the new standard, even though it may not be the standard with respect to what policies dictate, but it's what managers and business owners are having to do to recruit and retain a workforce. So that's interesting. Then there was this whole forecast, right, about AI, technology, digital transformation. It'll be seamless. We'll have augmented reality everywhere. We can predict what our customers want. They're going to sign up for this instead of that. It's just so easy. All of this voice search, have our chat bot enabled where our prospects can come and be greeted by a lovely AI bot. And they're going to just be compelled to buy whatever the AI bot presents them because, well, of course, the AI bot knows exactly what they want. That didn't happen. Instead, you ended up with a lot of cluster bombs with respect to technology. Sure, a proliferation of automated marketing tools, but they really aren't that fabulous. And here's why. Most of the automation marketing and sales tools that are out there and platforms don't set you up. So they don't set you up for success. Great features, a lot of complex software, too many features and bells and whistles, if you ask me. They've got to simplify it and streamline it, but they don't set you up for success. They're like, here's the DIY, here's a few videos, here's a few articles, go do. And that's not working for small business owners who are already overwhelmed because they're doing everything from grabbing the leads on their web form to taking those leads and injecting them into their CRM or their Excel spreadsheet, and then putting those leads and names into an email and blasting it out one email at a time or a group at a time. All of that stuff changed. And then what changed too is on bulk mail, right? They put the throttle down in 2024. In 2023, they predicted, oh, by 2024, bulk email systems will be so sophisticated, it's so easy to unsubscribe and all of the rest of this, not going to be a problem. Well, bulk email, mass email, spam email is still a problem. In fact, so much so that the giants have put the throttle on so tight that they no longer tolerate up to 300 messages an hour. They're at 20 to 25. Yeah, it could take you months if you have a massive mailing list, right? To get your message out. Oh, Happy New Year. And then it's October by the time the last people on your list finally reach it. So, interesting. Here's some things that you need to know about as a small business owner. Social media trends. So For those that are selling products, particularly a lot of our clients in the fashion, retail, beauty space, everybody thought, yeah, absolutely. Go on TikTok, sell it there. It's fabulous. Well, TikTok, it might go away. So that's become a problem. And although shopping did increase via social media and the embedded ads, most of the sales are being transacted by coming out of the social media and going to an e-commerce site and capturing it, the Shopify's and things like that that are behind the scenes and making it possible to transact these purchases. The shift to mobile first marketing, it's still really important, but it didn't dominate in 2024 the way that everybody thought it would. They thought it would completely take over how we go to market. That would be the only way, SMS text messaging, but it's not. Email marketing, ad marketing, banner ads, placements, those are all still really important. Mobile marketing, SMS text message, yes, it is increasing, but it's not all that in a bag of potato chips yet. So if you haven't enabled SMS text messaging, don't freak. It's okay. And if you need help, talk to me, but that's a separate story. Then there was a whole flurry in 2023 about data privacy, we're targeting, we're going to be identifying customers, and through networks, you get a hold of me, then you find my network and you start infiltrating it. It didn't happen that way because thankfully, most of our controls for data privacy when it comes to our phone, our mobile subscriptions, I guess even our email subscriptions, there are tight controls on getting access to my contacts and their contacts. If you have things enabled properly, you can protect your contacts from getting blasted from some third party what trying to make sales to everybody. But you have to look carefully. Not every platform makes it easy for you to turn those off, right? So you may be exposing a lot of your contacts. And then what's happening, and you may not realize, is first of all, your contacts are going to be annoyed with you, and nobody wants to honk off their friends and contacts, existing customers or prospective customers, right? That's a big no. But what you may not realize is that as you are the source of that spam in your domain, if they're pushing stuff out in your name and through you, your domain might be taking a hit and you may be losing points, which could put you on the blacklist. That's a huge problem. So you're sending out all these emails all the time, whatever you're doing, SMS, text messaging, however you're doing outreach, but these other nefarious programs and things are sending out spam on your behalf, really tagging you with it and you as the source, and your score rating's going down. You may go off that blacklist. So let's move on. Everybody thought, oh, micro and nano influencers, right? That's going to be the year. They're just going to break through in 2024. Well, right, we saw one big influencer sort of pretend to fight an old, not so much of a lion fighter anymore, who was fantastic in his heyday, but the influencers were still out there. They were still peddling their goods, and small influencers, well, they were out there too. We didn't get to that place of sustainability and social responsibility in marketing. We just didn't get there. Everybody thought, we're going to be responsible. We're taking new messages. We're taking it seriously. We're not. I mean, look at the proliferation, right? And here we are even a year later. Truth Social, right? Look at X, unleashed. And they allow people to be unhinged and say whatever they want. And then you look at even Meta in the last few weeks here in 2025, they fired all of their fact checkers and went, throw our hands up, let people say what they want to say, let them figure it out. And we know over the last few months on everything from climate, right? Change is a hoax, yet Los Angeles is burning. Sure, it's a hoax. And we've got all of the stuff from elections where foreign countries were injecting their ads. Whew, right? That was the whole thing. We've got all of that's gone. Then what we started to see in 2023, there was this thing started revenge spending. I'm just going to shop like there's no tomorrow, shop till I drop. But by the time we got into 2024, consumers started pulling back on their budgets. And so revenge spending, it is no more. Let's talk about data analytics and using real-time power. So everybody thought, wow, it's all going to be just AI. I'm going to hit a button. It's going to know my messages. It's going to know the exact times to post on all my social channels. It's going to design some lovely images for me. Just put them out there and like boom, boom, boom. And because I'm totally integrated with my tech stack for my sales and marketing automation, soon as anybody clicks or looks or I grab their name, boom, it's automatically sent. Then I've got them captured in my database. Boom, they get flagged as, hey, here's a new name to go target. And then I send my series of emails, right? I've got my campaign, boom, boom, boom. Didn't happen. Not that it can't happen that way, but it's too overwhelming. The software is so complex to create and let alone integrate with all of the different systems. So all of that AI superpower and just hit a button and then you can, go sit on the beach and read a book or have a drink or whatever it is that you like to do to relax, not there. So sorry, small business owners. The rest of us, we still have to work, in the day to build those clients. Let's also talk about the whole full scale, right, intelligent automation implementation. It is growing. There are more and more platforms out there, but they are just so bloody hard to work with. I can understand why it's extremely challenging to create all of the back end calls and how everything connects and talks to everything. And then to make all of that easy for the end user on the front with the interface to be able to dial in and get it all done, you need tech help. You really, really do. Then there was the whole brilliant thing in 2023. Third-party cookies, they're going to go away. It's all just email targeted marketing. Didn't happen that way, right? Third-party cookies, data privacy, we're just getting hit left, right, and center. Do you accept the cookies? Do you reject the cookies? I thought cookies were going to go away. Somehow they're still there. All right. Here's some fun ones, right? So political and social predictions. So in 2023, everybody said, Joe Biden, right? It's going to be the debate of the century versus Trump. It's going to be fabulous. And we all know how that went and where history went, right? There was that. Then, of course, there was the prediction related to that by the, apostle Johnson Suleman, who was correctly predicted, I think, 9 of the last 11 elections. And he said, absolutely, Kamala Harris is going to be our next president. Well, he erred on that prediction, right? Then everybody thought, Taylor Swift, right? She's going to be engaged. And she's going to be engaged Christmas 2024. No rock. All that she got was a $38,000 pair of diamond earrings from De Beers. Like, too bad, right? So sad. Oh, well. But what this tells us is that there's a lot of difficulty trying to predict what's going to happen, whether it be forecasting upcoming needs, forecasting changes and shifts in the market. So it's very hard for us as business owners to stay ahead of all of that. And then there's misinformation out there, right? Who do you believe? Got to put filters on and go, yeah, I like them. I think they're right. Now them, I'm bombarded. And then, of course, as you are doom scrolling through all of your social media, you're getting hit with ad after ad. I'm the expert coach. Hire me for this. I wrote my book. This is 10 ways to do whatever. I'm writing on Substack. Here's ways that you can get more Substack followers. We're bombarded. It's beyond. Here's something to get into. Tech fails. Nobody, well, I shouldn't say nobody. I certainly don't like to see failures. They're hard to take because there's people associated with these failures. And all we can do, though, is learn from them. So there was going to be in 2023, the huge prediction, 2024, vertical farming, right? Because we have no space. We have a lot of people in the world, right? Over 8 billion, and we're growing very quickly, that we need places to put food. So Bowery was this vertical farming startup. They raised 700 million in 2023. By November of 2024, they declared bankruptcy. Yeah, right? It happens. Everybody predicted once Google bought Fitbit, that's it. It's the AI wearables takeover. They're capturing all of our information, right? I've got it. You've got it. We've all got it. And everything's going to be integrated and it's going to tell us exactly what we need to do. Laurelyn, you need to sleep more. Laurelyn, it's time to eat. Laurelyn, it's time to stand up. Laurelyn, it's time for a glass of water. But we didn't get there. And that's kind of a good thing because these are already, I think, a little too invasive. People thought, oh, here we go, right? Intel, it's going to be a huge market recovery. Chips, everything's going to be back to the way it was. We can purchase laptops and electronics at really affordable prices. We're going to have manufacturing set up here in the US. Didn't happen. All right. On the topic of more failures, fashion predictions. We've got a lot of gals in particular who are running businesses in fashion, beauty, retail, style. Everybody expected, right? The new Bottega, they were coming. They had this big, big, big show. Everybody was waiting for them this time last year. But all of the folks who review fashion said, yeah, it was very clunky and it's just missing the mark. And no one knew what direction 2024 was going to go in with respect to fashion and planning. And then there were all kinds of things that were supposed to happen with brands talking about political and social statements, and they were going to walk away from those. But they didn't. Everybody jumped in. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people jumped into the whole election thing and they made their positions known and it compromised their popularity. Many people, right? It's the whole cancel culture thing. Canceled the brand, canceled their shopping, unsubscribed, unfollowed, all of this sort of stuff because brands went on the wrong side of their political preference. So the learning there is maybe pull away from hot potato topics like which political candidate do you support, right? That was a big lesson learned. We've seen it even now in the past week. Carrie Underwood was asked to perform America the Beautiful at Trump's inauguration, and she has lost hundreds of thousands of followers, right? So these are the potential fallouts if you go in a direction that may or may not be popular with your audience. So it's all about know your audience. If you don't really know what your customers want or what they're looking for, or how they've shifted, call me. This is what we do. We can help you with your market research very quickly, get you back on track so that you are producing and communicating with your customers in the areas of what they need and what they want and how they want to hear it. If you have problems with your tech automation, we'll do that. We'll get you all dialed up. And what about that whole blacklist, whitelist thing? We can help you with that because you do not want your domain on the blacklist. It's getting harder and harder to send emails. And if you are a small business owner that relies on newsletters and engaging with your consumers and your prospects that way, look out. Another thing related to fashion, just to come back to that. There was supposed to be this huge movement, improving human rights worldwide, improving environmental practices. But the problem, there's this score, it's done every year. It's the average sustainability score for fashion. It's remained unchanged for years at 14 out of 150. That's how much room there is to improve on everything from fast fashion to the practices in employing young or child labor or really compromising folks, right? Taking advantage of them. So here we are. So that was a lot of stuff. So the whole thing is that if we look at 2023's predictions for 2024 and all the failures I just highlighted, what it means and it's what it is a reminder that there's a lot of uncertainty in forecasting and predicting, right? We don't know. Even the experts fail at it. So you've got to take all of that with a grain of salt and use your thinking cap and think, I'm going to use a lens too. Put my critical eye. What am I not seeing? What are the potential risks? Do some scenario planning, right? Some strategic thinking. Could it be this? Could it be that? And then we want to move forward with these lessons, knowing that agility is everything. If you make the prediction in January and you stick and you are beholden to that all through the year, you may miss the fact that things have changed during the course of the year. You can't do that. You can't wait that long to look at your business and figure out, Is it time to pivot? What do I do? I'm stuck. Don't wait until you're stuck. When you're starting to spin and you're starting to lose traction, that's when you go and seek the support of an expert, be it someone out there, a business coach, whomever, be it someone like me, where we can take an analysis and very quickly get you through to the other side, where we take your assets into consideration. We don't make you change everything. We get you focused on what you have so that you can do what you do better, a little differently, without changing everything, right? Because who has the money for that? Are you a trust fund baby? I'm not a trust fund baby. All right, so by understanding where predictions have fallen short, we can better prepare for all of these challenges and the opportunities that lay ahead for us, especially in the upcoming year. And it's a reminder that we need to A, adjust our expectations, and B, monitor what's happening so that we can adjust our strategies in the face of ever-changing landscapes, because that is how we survive as small business owners.